What's good, y'all? I'm back again with another vid. As you can see, we in a different location, but that don't change anything or the intentions that I'm saying. But yeah, man, today I want to talk about, let me get comfortable. Today I want to talk about the fact that you are the only person that has control over you. Now, when I say that, a lot of people may think like, damn, I only have control over myself. I can't control the world. My life is going to be terrible. But I'm here to enlighten you and make you realize that having control over yourself is essentially having control over the world, or in a sense your world, because yeah, there's so many different factors in life, so many things that happen in life, but how many times do we try to micromanage those things, right? So many times we're trying to move every single chess piece, make sure every single thing is going right in life, and that is very exhausting, very tiring, and in the midst of it, we realize we end up losing control in attempts to want to control everything, right? So I just been thinking about it and really just pondering on the idea that I only have control over myself and the power of my control over myself, right? If I can change me, I can change the world, because my perspective on the world is within my head. So if I change the way I view something, then that thing will change for me. It may not change for you because you're not seeing that way, right? But I just wanted to talk about this topic and really let people know they have so much power simply where they are. But so many things in this world make you think that you don't have power where you are, and to go out and get it in all of these other external things. But in the midst of that, we lose control of ourselves. So let's get into it, man. I feel like so many times in life we're micromanaging, like I mentioned. Like, you are trying to control everybody, trying to fit this narrative. So let's put it like this: everybody has a story they tell themselves in their head about their lives, right? So when things don't go in accordance with that story, you often get mad. You often call things a problem, right? But are they really a problem? They're just not going how you thought they would, or how you think you're micromanaging will influence the situation, right? So when we think about it, it's like, yeah, there's so many different factors and different things going on, but what you can control is your reaction and your response. Now, those are one and the same things. I feel like a reaction, though, is more feeling based, is more of a quick thing. Like when somebody slap your knee, right? You know the thing, your knee gonna fly up instantly. But when you respond to somebody slap your knee, you take a minute to think about moving your knee, and then you do it. So a response is more of a positive thing, not always, but it's just not something that you instantly do because you're so wrapped up and fixated within your mindset, within your narrative and story, right? So as we continue to live our lives, we start to realize that everything is a reflection of what's going on in here. At least from my perspective, I'm more and more learning that things that I'm doing and the things I'm thinking about and just everything going on in here is a direct reflection of everything going on out here. And it's interesting because it can be very subtle in terms of you trying to control yourself and you trying to control the world. Now, I'm going to try to make this not confusing at all, because what I begin to realize is you only have control over you, but there's so many other factors at play. First being the fact, well, pretty much solely being the fact that the flow of the universe is very interesting to me. The flow of life, the flow of the way things go, the way it's the unfolding of events. Yeah, you have your input and your control over you, right? But there's an energy and force that's manifesting and moving all things. The thing that is made the sun come up today, the thing that's making the earth revolve around. There's so many external forces, and I like to chalk it up as just one force, aka the universe, right? So there's all of these forces and all of these things acting in accordance to make life happen, right? So, well, I just get to thinking, it's like, who are we to want to, or to think that we can micromanage our way into controlling life? Now, this may be an interesting topic, a paradox, but I don't think it's a paradox because it's a part of the same thing. So I'm put it to you like this. So you are in control of yourself, And let's just say, for instance, right, a situation happens. I don't know. For instance, I'm not good with the for instances. But anyway, a situation happens, right? It's something that doesn't go in accordance with your story. So you're like, damn, bro, my life is terrible. My life is over. I hate everybody, whatever story, narrative you want to come up with in your head, right? But what I begin to realize is the interesting part about it, it's not life, it's you. I feel like life is going to go how life is going to go, and it's up for you to interpret it the way you interpret it. And this is where it comes in at. This is the difference between people is some people react instead of responding, and then they are in a constant state of reaction, in a constant, it look like this bug like what I'm saying. They're in a constant state of reaction and constantly trying to micromanage every single other event in their life, but they lack the control and the knowing that they can control themselves, and that their perspective and the narrative that they're telling themselves on the world is projecting that situation. And now you're viewing life in a certain light, but that's all based upon the thoughts and things you created within your own mind, right? So to go even further into it, it's like life is really all perspective. That's really what a lot of my videos revolve around. The fact that your life is based on how you view it. It's 8 billion people in the world, and life is happening in 8 billion different ways, right? Because we all view life slightly differently based upon our experiences, perspectives, and other factors, right? But I just want people to realize and recognize that they have the power over the situation, and it's not always life. Now that may be confusing because I just said the flow of life is stronger than everything, right? So this is where it comes together. I feel like it's about finding a healthy balance. And no, I don't mean a 50-50. We ain't really talking about the number, but finding a healthy balance. And I feel like this is what it is right here, actually. When you learn to accept things, let's say for the statement, I'm gonna make a video about this, but it is what it is, right? So when you say it is what it is, a lot of people may think, damn, so I'm just accepting this situation and I'm losing and I'm conceding, right? But no, when you learn to say it is what it is, you accept it for what it is, and now you can create your own perspective on that because you have now accepted the isness of things. One thing that'll never change in this life is the isness. It just is. Some things in life, they just are. Now, I'm not saying they're not subject to change, but as they are, some things just is. Like, I just am alive right now. Some things just are. The sun is shining this morning, but we ain't gonna get into that. But I just want people to know and recognize the power that they have within themselves and within the decisions they have. Like, you are where you are at in life because your decisions, because your perspective, because the way you feel about yourself, the story you tell yourself, and the way you feel about the flow of the universe. Now, I don't know if I made this connection. I kind of went off on another tangent, but let's connect these dots. Like I said, it is what it is. So when you accept that, you're creating your own situation. And I feel like when you say it is what it is, that's already, you're projecting a response rather than a reaction. Because a lot of things happen in life. Bad things happen to everybody and such. Gotta fix my hairline. Did not fix it. But bad things happen to everybody. But it's about how you react or respond, or the story you tell yourself about it. So instead of trying to micromanage every single moment of life, every single thing you do, everything other people do, look in to pay attention to how you react and respond to those things. And with you accepting the isness of what happens, you are on the same frequency and energy of the flow of the universe, because the flow of the universe is synonymous with the isness of things, right? So I might have drugged that all the way out, but I made the connection. You're still here. I'm thankful for you. But yeah, man, it's interesting the way this unfolding of this occurrence of life is, and it's a very beautiful experience, very interesting experience. But I love it, and I love learning and teaching people and just experiencing the energy of myself and learning the relationship I have with the external world also within, and how that relationship within is projected outside, and how my narrative and story influences the way I live my life and the things that happen to me. So next time you have a situation, or plenty of situations in life, right? But next time something bad happens to you, learn to say it is what it is. And that's not conceding to the situation. That's actually the strongest thing to do, because you're not letting that event or circumstance hold so much power over you. There's people that let events from years ago still have power over them. And sometimes I be holding grudges too. And it's like, what's the point of feeling that way? Like, I feel like to anybody that did me wrong, I don't have no grudge. Like, I don't have no malice toward that person. It's, with me, it's just like, I wish you the absolute best, but I just don't want you in my life. Like, you know, sometimes we just don't mesh together, and I accept that. I accept the isness of that. But yeah, man, I just want to let y'all know you are the only one who has control over you, and stop trying to micromanage every single moment of life, every other person in life, every other event in life before you take the time to look at within, pay attention to how you're reacting or responding, or the story that you're telling about whatever the events that unfold in this beautiful life. And learn to trust the flow of the universe. The flow of the universe brought us here, I feel, and will take us away. So learn to trust so much bigger than yourself. And on the end on this, you are a part of something so much bigger than yourself. You're a part of the universe. You're in it. You're a part of it, right? So you are a part of something that transcends what you can even fathom. So just remember, the next time you're trying to micromanage your life and control everything, pay attention to yourself and pay attention to the flow of the universe, and remember that there's so much going for you, and the unfolding of this experience is happening in a way that I feel like is better than we could ever imagine, despite the fact of all the BS that goes on in the world. But yeah, man, you are the only one who has control over you. Don't forget it. Remember that you are the writer of your narrative, man. Let's get it. Let's go. I love y'all. We out. Unlimited.